Yo, what's up, YouTube? It is I, Otaku Gamer Lord Drei, back again with another Real Talk Rant and Rave video. And today's video is pretty much just a video response, excuse me, to one of Gaijin Goomba's videos where he was talking about what ruins his fandom. And Gaijin Goomba, I like to watch his videos. He's on the Game Theorists channel. He basically makes videos about weeaboo slash Japanese slash otaku culture, and they're really, really good. And on this specific video, things were getting pretty personal, where he was basically detailing as to what ruins his fandom for something. And this video was mostly having to do with anime, of course, because in the thumbnail had Yoko from Gurren Lagann, and Gurren Lagann is my favorite anime of all time. Now, basically, in the video, he was talking about, back in 2008, he was all about Gurren Lagann, which I was too. I remember catching the premiere of Gurren Lagann on Sci-Fi Channel and freaking out. I was telling my little brother, like, yo, this anime is awesome and stuff like that. Only because I read about it in Anime Insider. But they used the full title, which was Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann. So when I saw Gurren Lagann on Sci-Fi, taking up the slot for Anime Mondays on that channel, I didn't know what it was at first, but then I saw it and I was like, yes. Because Anime Insider was like, hey, if this doesn't show up on like Adult Swim or something, they'll be pretty disappointed. But yeah, props to Sci-Fi for airing Gurren Lagann. But I'm getting a bit off track. So Gaijin Goomba went on to say that Gurren Lagann was his thing back in 2008, and part of the reason for that had to do with Yoko, who is a female character in Gurren Lagann. And Yoko is equal parts strong as she is sexy because, well, I say sexy because let me explain what she's wearing. Yoko is wearing a bikini top with what I want to describe as being poom-poom shorts, but I'm just going to call them shorts. She's wearing stockings, boots, fingerless gloves, a kick-ass scarf, she has hairpins, and she wields a sniper rifle, which means that in the world of Gurren Lagann, Yoko is a pretty good sniper. So, yeah, there's Yoko in a nutshell. And basically, Gaijin Goomba liked this character, which by all means he should. It's a great female character in an anime, my favorite anime of all time, obviously, Gurren Lagann. But Gaijin Goomba said that he doesn't like it when this particular female character is basically just fan service and just sexified, just for the sake of fan service, like when Yoko's on body pillows and sexy poses, or when she's in the manga, which in the Gurren Lagann manga that he was talking about, Yoko was basically just the manga artist using every single excuse for her to be as sexy as possible. Basically, she was a sex object in the manga. Her boobs are all up in your face. The outfits she wears fulfills some sort of fetish, even the ones that aren't that revealing. So yeah, Gaijin Goomba really didn't like it when they took a really awesome female character in an anime and made her a sex object. So he went on to say that because of that, he sort of fell out of the anime fandom. Until recently, he was watching an anime which sort of got him back into it. So I like that and I respect that, and I'm glad Gaijin Goomba brought up the point of, he's basically getting off his chest as to what ruins his fandom, his love of anime, or, and many of you out there might have, you might be a fan of a particular thing. And what ruins my fandom personally, and I'm going to use anime as an example too, is, well, I gotta say, are the fakes. And by that, I mean the fake people who only watch anime for attention or to not feel left out, because anime's gotten pretty big It's gotten pretty popular over the years, but I don't. What ruins my fandom is when they're like grown ass men trying to get into anime now just for some attention. Maybe they see some really hot cosplayer who's playing an anime character and they're like watching anime to impress her, like some sort of fucking tool, douchebag bro, and that's what ruins my fandom. It's the fakes. And I know many of you out there might be like, hey, people can do whatever they want, or some of you are too young to understand what I mean by when I say fakes, or some of you might be fakes yourselves. But yeah, basically what I mean is, a fake person. A fake person is someone who is completely dishonest and they aren't being real about who they are and what they represent, you know? And when it comes to anime, things are a bit tricky because I have run into fakes of all varying varieties. But I'm going to talk about my experience with one fake as far as anime is concerned, because I think that it's so pathetic on this person's end, but at the same time, it's like astounding that sort of a news flash, and it's also pretty sad. The fakes might be living it up, But yeah, basically, this was back in 2008, and I was a struggling junior in high school, and I sort of fell into this guy, and he was graduating from high school that same year, 2008. So, I didn't have much self-esteem because I had a lot of things going on. I won't get into really personal details, but yeah. And I would talk to this guy. We had nothing in common. He just wanted me around, and I I really didn't have it in me to say no. But then one day he brought up anime, and I was like, okay, so he probably watches anime too. I guess we have that in common. But it turns out that he didn't know shit about anime. He was like, he didn't know who Naruto was. I was like, wow, it's 2008. Like, Naruto's been happened, since 2005, But I was like, okay, cool. And he got into anime basically through reading online manga from someone that he knew at his school. And I met this person, and they were like this nerdy black kid with like braces. I can't remember if they had braces, but it was a nerdy black kid who was super duper into One Piece. And I was okay with One Piece. It was pretty funky and silly at times, but I still liked it. I grew up with One Piece. And yeah. So he started reading manga online and then became obsessed with anime during college. And, most of these anime series that was offered for streaming that I would try to talk to him about, he's probably already seen. And I grew up with anime most of my life, ever since the 90s with like Pokemon and Digimon, the kids' anime, to, early 2000s of DBZ and Tenchi and Gundam, to, Cowboy Bebop and Fooly Cooly on Adult Swim, to even Tech TV stuff like Better Man and Gatekeepers. And when Tech TV became G4, we had a Benabashi and Gungrave and et cetera, et cetera. So I've been watching anime my whole life. And then one day, this guy who I was talking about, I just brought up a manga that I was reading online because we really didn't have anything in common still. And I was still going through a rough time. This was years after high school. And, I just brought up a manga to get a conversation going. And he was like, why you read a manga like me? And I was like, excuse me? I've been watching anime and reading manga like ever since I was a kid, for longer than he has. And he did that, and he meant more specifically online manga, but he didn't say online manga. He said flat out manga, as if I got all of my anime shit off it, which I didn't because I grew up with it. But that's the thing. That's basically what I don't like. What ruins my fandom are the fake people, pretending to anime watchers, just grown ass men trying to get into anime now, only because for attention, or to not feel left out. And it's like, stay in your lane. I grew up with it and I love it and I still watch anime and read manga to this day. But it's something else when someone who's being an obvious fake comes and tries to flip it on you and say, basically try to make you look like a fake and say that you got your stuff off them when it's the other way around. That's annoying, and believe it or not, it's actually happened to me. I've given my example, and yeah, the even sadder part about it is that these fakes get more respect from their peers than the people keeping it real. But at least I'm happy enough knowing that I'm keeping it real. So that's all I wanted to get off my chest, guys. Thanks for watching.